Hi, Catherine.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Robin. So, a couple things before we get started. Catherine Sauer, are you doing private pay or are you using insurance?
Insurance.
Okay. And you gave all your insurance information and everything out there? Great. Well, glad you were able to make it. A couple things before we get started. Have you gone to therapy before?
No.
Okay. This is your first time.
Yes.
And have you read the consent form about confidentiality? Do you have any questions? Do you understand that? Okay, great. So why don't we get started? What brings you in today?
Just really stressed. I'm like really overwhelmed with the amount of stuff I have to do, and I'm realizing all I'm doing is procrastinating and kind of doing everything except what I need to do, and like, it's not affecting my sleep or anything, but I'm just really getting like very overwhelmed with all of my stress. And like I understand that I have stress, and I understand that I can't completely get rid of my stress, but like I want to find a way to make the stress like less of a problem and just get, I don't know, like start getting things on track, I guess.
Okay.
So
when you say get things back on track, what do you mean?
just get to a regular cleaning schedule. I, for some reason, hate brushing my teeth, and I don't know why I hate brushing my teeth, but it's like a fight with me. I want to get my house clean. I want to start having people over. I want to start, like, I don't know, like, I just have this kind of idea of what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's not really happening. I mean, I work. It's a lot of stuff. I'm taking care of 2 disabled vets. So that's a lot. I'm managing right now, but it's just getting like, I've just been feeling like butterflies in my stomach, and I don't know why.
Okay. So, sounds like that's a lot and a little overwhelmed. You said that you have not gone to therapy before. Is there any history for yourself or your family?
No.
No? Okay. And you're looking to de-stress.
Yes.
That's what I got out of that.
Mhm.
And it seems like it's kind of going in different directions and making everything a little bit hard.
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel about relaxation techniques?
That sounds like that would be good.
You like those?
Yeah.
Okay. And you also said that you are having trouble, you feel isolated?
Yeah. I have a really hard time meeting people and understanding group dynamic. I work very well one-to-one with somebody, but the second somebody else joins, I can't handle it. Like, I start either totally controlling the conversation or just going like in 15 different directions. People tell me that I tend to interrupt because I don't know what to do. Well, I think it's because I don't know what to do, but like, I have a really hard time in groups.
Do you avoid groups, or do you want to be around them?
I guess yes and no. Like, I want to be able to manage it because I know it's part of like daily functioning. Like, I have to learn to deal with it. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I think people just don't like me, or that, you know, reputation follows. Like, it's just, I always just think of every other what if they must be thinking this type thoughts, I guess.
So maybe some negative self-talk there.
I mean, I don't think I'm bad, but maybe I think that other people think I'm bad. So it's like I kind of think for them.
Okay. All right. These all sound like stuff that we can work on.
Good.
So let's start with feeling word. Is there just one word that is the most, you're getting the most discomfort in right now?
Avoidance.
Avoidance. Okay. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being total isolation and avoiding everything, and one being feeling good about going and being in groups. Where are you right now?
Yep, maybe 6.
And where do you think you want to be?
3. I think at 3 is realistic. I mean, I'm always going to be an introvert. I'm always going to be a nerd. So I'm realistic.
Okay.
That and it's half of what I want to be, or where I am right now. And I like things that are divisible by 2.
Alright, you like numbers?
I like even numbers, and I love fractions.
Interesting. Why?
It just, I don't know. It's been something that's just been very, like, consistent through growing up. Like, I would try to make everything line up or make it even because it just, to me, made better sense. I think the reason I don't like odd numbers is because there's always one left out. So maybe, like, I've subconsciously thought my whole life I'm just always going to be the odd one out, so therefore I need to make even numbers. I don't know. It's just something
Very interesting.
I paid a lot of attention to. I mean, I didn't realize that people don't do these types of things for a really long time because I never really hung out with people, but, like, there was one time my friend was heating pizza up or whatever, and she set it to 4 minutes, and then I stopped it and set it to 4 minutes and 1 second because the microwave beeps 5 times afterwards, so therefore the 1 will cancel out that extra beep. So if it's an odd number, then it'll even out. Or if there's, like, 3 numbers on the microwave, it needs to, like, be an odd number, but then 2 numbers, it can be an even number to, like, balance things out.
And how did that work out? Between you and your friend?
She just thought it was funny. She kind of told me I needed to get help, but I didn't care.
And how do you feel about getting help?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I normally don't go and label anything, especially not in the first meeting. But if that's something you feel is getting in the way of daily living or something that is causing you a lot of distress, that's something we can certainly focus on in the future. So what else are we going to go over today? So you said you'd be interested in some relaxation. That's great. And there are some little, well, what would you label them as?
Quirks.
Some little quirks that you think might need to be addressed. Is there a time that they get better or a time that they get worse?
They're just there.
Constant?
I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It's just, I think it's funny, I guess. Well, it's not funny per se, but, like, when I'm around people, it's just one of those things that everyone's like, I don't know, maybe they look at me differently because of it, or I don't know, but I mean, I guess they're not distressing. They don't keep me up at night.
Okay, well, I think in general, I like quirky people better than not quirky people. I think that's why most people like Julia Roberts. She was that cute, quirky, funny girl, so...
She's also got a lot of teeth.
She does have a lot of teeth and a very good smile, that is true. So, looking at everything I have here, I think that we could meet maybe once a week. We could do some relaxation if that was something you'd be interested in, and practice some mindfulness. Do you think you'd want to try a quick exercise?
Sure.
Okay. And again, if it's something you're uncomfortable with or you don't like it, you don't have to do it. So let's see. Okay, this is one that I do with lots of different people. It's a pretty easy one. Yeah, you can see my tongue. So why don't you sit like this. You're sitting up in your chair. You're being mindful of your surroundings, not your even numbers. Or
What's this mindful thing you keep saying?
mindfulness. Mindfulness is It's an idea. It's an idea of staying in the moment. And for some people, it can reduce stress and help keep people grounded. Is that something you'd be interested in?
I'll give it a try. Just, I don't know. We'll try.
Okay. It's also having people be okay with sitting with discomfort. These are all just things that help, you know. When people are feeling overwhelmed,
Okay.
it's something we like to do.
That'll be good.
Okay, so you sit up nice and straight. You close your eyes, you're going to open your eyes. We're going to sit for 1 minute. We're just going to keep taking deep breaths. So we're going to start now. Okay, that was 15 seconds. How'd that feel?
I mean, I was just breathing normally. Like, I don't really know how to take deep breaths, I guess.
Okay. Did you notice, was it easy or hard to sit still?
I just, in general, have a hard time sitting still. Sitting still is not something I'm good at.
What about the thoughts going on? Were you able to kind of just be in the moment? And
I had a hard time staying in the moment. I kept thinking of all the other things I need to do, or like that aren't done. Yes.
Was
I mean, what am I supposed to think about though?
Nothing. You're supposed to think about hearing the sound machine, and if you can keep your fingers still, and how it feels to be sitting up. You want to try it again?
Okay.
So this time, we're going to start with the breathing exercise first.
Okay.
15 seconds can feel like a long time like that. You're going to start, and I want you to tense your feet and your wrists. Make fists. So you're going to start, you're going to take a deep breath in from your feet. Start with your feet, and you take a deep breath all the way in. You're going to hold it. Open your mouth and blow all the air out. And keep tensing, really tensing. And again. And all the way out. Keep tensing and really fold your toes under. And really, really tense. One more time. All the way up. Big. I want to hear the breath coming out. Alright. And now relax everything. And sit back. Feel any different after being tensed? What do you feel right now?
I feel like I probably look really stupid doing it.
Well, you didn't look stupid doing it. You looked about as stupid as I might have looked doing it, so.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to sit up again. Hands are going to go here. With the idea that mindfulness, you want to clear your mind and think about this moment, think about how you feel, think about breathing. We're going to, again, stay in the moment. And that was 15 seconds. Did it feel any different?
I mean, I had Shania Twain stuck in my head from this moment. Just thinking of the whole stay in the moment.
But you're able to think about Shania Twain the whole time?
Jumped back and forth.
Okay.
Started there, then went to Shania Twain.
Were you able to notice anything in the room? And do you think that's something that may or may not be helpful in the future?
I think right now I don't know, not my cup of tea.
Okay, no, that's fine. So that's some stuff with relaxation. Being mindful and staying in the moment. But again, maybe we'll use them, maybe we won't. But thank you for trying. So tell me about your family.
My family's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Do I use my real family?
Do you often have private conversations with yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do I do this? Do I do that? This whole, like, what's real, what's not real? Borderline reality. I don't know, I created, like, kind of my own reality. And anytime I have, like, an issue between my reality and, like, realizing what's actually reality, causes problems.
Elaborate.
So, my whole thing is that you go to school and then you come home. So school and home don't overlap. So I remember really having issues when I realized that my classmates would, like, see each other outside of school. Because I was always told, like, you go from one thing to another, you do this, you do that. And I don't know, I just had a hard time with it. Or, like, reasoning through things, like, not going somewhere because, like, one person didn't want me there, but yet, like, all of my other friends were there. Like, the few that I have. I think that was a big one.
And how old were you when this was happening?
In early 20s.
It can still be hard at that age, I think. I don't think we ever really all grow up. We generally want to be liked.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone really feels good if they're disliked.
Yeah.
And how is it now for you? Any better with those social situations?
It's getting a little bit better. My job helps because it just forces me through it, and I found that, like, when I force myself to do something, it gets better every time. Like, I do just a lot of, I mean, I might go to the bar and, like, pace outside for half an hour, but I make myself go in and tolerate it through, like, one drink. And then I'm out of there.
So I definitely want to get back to that, but I forget, did you actually tell me what you do? Well, what is it that you do, your job?
My job? I work as a mentor for, it's called the Summer Transportation Institute at my college. So I get to, like, call people and, like, it forces me to use the phone, it forces me to do mailing, it forces me to fix copiers. That's kind of fun, though.
Are you still currently in school?
Yes.
What are you doing right now? Graduate, undergraduate?
Graduate for chemistry.
Graduate chemistry. So I hear you keep saying the word force. Force me, force me, force me.
Well, I force.
You force, yes. It sounds like you've set up some things that force you to do other things. Are these things that you don't like? Are these part of the avoidance that you were talking about? So it sounds like you've set up some really great ways to make sure that you are participating in them, even if it does cause the discomfort. I mean, that can be the main focus for some people who seek therapy. So, I mean, overall, it sounds like you are functioning.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I function really well. It's just my friendships seem to have, like, a 2-year expiration date on them. I have a hard time keeping friends past 2 years. I don't know. It's like I fall off the face of the planet, or they fall off the face of the planet, or, like, we have issues.
So, interpersonal. What happens after 2 years? Why is this 2 years?
It just seems like that's when transitions happen for me. Like, I met a couple friends beginning of college, and then they moved on, and then I just never kept in touch. Usually it's because I don't keep in touch, because I don't know if, like, my thought is that, like, if they want to keep in touch, they would, like, initially keep in touch, but then I've just recently started realizing, well, they're on the other side of it, so maybe they're waiting for me to reach out to them. And I guess, I don't know, foreign concept, whole reciprocity thing.
Yeah, but it sounds like that kind of opened up your mind. It's really great. You know, you might want to try to apply that thinking to some of the other things that you were talking to me about. People liking you, not liking you.
Well, I can't just give them a survey and be like, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like me? Go.
Well, I mean, you could. I'm not suggesting that you do. But perhaps some of the people that you're talking to are having the very same thoughts in their head.
But then why don't people talk about it?
Why wouldn't you bring it up to someone?
Well, I usually do. Like, I kind of just see it as like a joke, like I'm like the crazy, socially awkward person or whatever.
So you think that it would make you crazy and socially awkward?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Lacking friends.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm not engaged with somebody, I tend to just zone out and kind of go off in my own little la la land. So, like, I have a really hard time paying attention. I don't know.
So you came in today.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard the word stressed, overwhelmed, and that you'd like to work on maintaining long, meaningful relationships. How is your romantic life? I've heard lots about friendships, but what's romantic life for you?
Non-existent. I had this whole struggle growing up with, like, I always admired women, and I always liked guys that were very feminine, so I never realized that, I dated a girl when I was 21. That was my first relationship. But I was always just so awkward around that whole touch thing. Like, I had a lot of, I don't know, it's like I don't like being touched, or it feels weird to be touched, or like if somebody does something, then I feel like I have to reciprocate. So maybe like that causes some issues, but then I'm still working on like knowing that I'm good enough for somebody, because I'm pretty sure like it's just, I don't know, like I really struggle with like do I like girls, do I like guys? I grew up in a very Christian home. I'm still like really struggling with it.
So, right now, how do you identify?
I don't like labels, I guess. Like, I should just be able to do what I want and not be labeled. You know? Like, I like Boston Pride, I like all of that other stuff, but it's just, I am who I am, and I'm just having a hard time finding somebody who understands it. I don't like a lot of things that people talk about. I can't stand entertainment, I can't stand celebrities, I can't stand sports, because I think they're ridiculous. It's hard when I'm so academic, but then I'll like watch reality TV, because for some reason it just, I don't know, it makes me feel better about myself, knowing like that those people are out there.
Kind of like people watching in a fishbowl. I find those shows very interesting. So, you said you grew up in a very Christian home. So you don't want to label, but is liking girls and boys, or finding more about the persons, what I'm really hearing, it's not the gender, it's who they are type thing, maybe? Maybe. Is that something that is an open topic at home? You want to elaborate, or? And is there anything in your history that would make it hard to touch people?
No. My family's not very lovey-dovey, like we're not very huggy. My older brother has Asperger's, so that doesn't help.
So that's something in your past that might make it difficult. Yeah. All right. Well, what do you think a goal would be for therapy besides besides decreasing your stress and your avoidance, sounds like you're doing a really great job with that, but the stress surrounding it, definitely. Making and maintaining friendships. Is there any goal that you have for a romantic life, or you want to work on the friends first?
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. Tell me about any extracurricular activities you do.
I walk my dog a lot.
You have a dog, that's great.
And I'll knit sometimes. I'm part of the classics club, so we put on a play every year. So I do that.
Tell me more about that. I haven't heard of that.
So it's just a group of people who are really interested in Greek and Roman history and mythology and stuff, and so put on a play, which is cool. It's a lot of work, but I really enjoy it. It's like I can be somebody else on stage, which is nice, and I think that's what I like about it so much. It's being able to just be somebody else.
So, yeah.
Exploring different personalities, I guess.
Tell me more.
So it's I'm normally really shy. I'm normally, not Little Miss Popular. I'm usually the girl in the front answering all the questions and, twirling my hair. But it's I can be, there was one time I was the Cyclops and I was Clytemnestra, and it's just, I don't know. I guess it's maybe just digging deeper into me, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't walk around saying that I'm somebody I'm not. Or yeah.
You said you don't like entertainment that's around today. Do you ever look at the correlation between those classic mythologies and how they are portrayed today?
No, I look at how much society focuses on actors and actresses and how much money they make, because I think it's absurd.
I tend to agree with that.
Mm-hmm. It's just, the entertainment industry is this whole construct that's created to make us think we can be somebody we're not in order to sell products. So why would I support that?
And so in your perfect society, what would it look like? Who would you be if tomorrow you could wake up and everything was the way you wanted it?
Go back to hunter-gatherer. I like that whole idea and concept, because that way everyone has a role in society, and the way we are right now, we just don't. There are people who can't have a role in society, or their role is so, I don't know, put down, I guess. But it would just be everyone contributes. If you can't contribute, then you lead your natural life.
It's kind of like a sense of fairness.
Not necessarily fairness, but more everyone works for everyone. Everyone has a purpose in society, because people with a purpose don't get into trouble. You see all these people with free time, and they're not using any of it for anything productive. And yeah, I like hunter-gatherer. I had that revelation when I saw my cat dismember a baby bunny. It was kind of scarring.
What time did we start again?
Here?
Mm-hmm. I think we're approaching the end of our time.
We might have started at 12:15, but I can check the computer. We can just edit this part out.
Yeah. Well, also, I kind of wanted to redirect my client back on topic, because
yeah,
I gotta kind of rein that in.
Yep.
went in a very interesting...
We are at 29 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So we can
just edit that out.
Yes.
All right, so you're...
Here, let me just reset my timer for 29 minutes.
I just didn't want the timer to go off and not have redirected you back.
Go for it.
Okay. We are able to edit that?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, we still got plenty of time. So the goals I have so far. Decrease stress. Work on maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships. Is there anything else that you can think of that you really want to address?
No.
So you can't...
Well, actually, I want to address, like, how to talk to people, I guess. I mean, I know that kind of goes into our interpersonal skills, but I just don't understand what people talk about. Like, it just boggles my mind that people can talk for hours and hours and hours. I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's nothing you can talk to for hours about.
Neuroscience.
Okay, that's something.
But how many people actively study the brain?
Not enough.
Exactly. So more common topics that I might be able to tolerate.
Have you ever tried?
No.
Well, so maybe if you want to, one thing you could do between this session and next session is find a mindless topic and try and focus on it for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Think you could do it?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think so. I mean, what would you consider mindless?
Well, I think what is mindless to one person might not be mindless to another, but you want to talk about...
Like, if you're at a bar, how do you, like, go up to somebody and be like, yo, what's up? Like, how can you hold a conversation?
Try. Pretend we're at a bar, and you want to talk to me.
Okay. Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Not much. Going out for a drink.
Me too.
So what do you do?
I am a therapist.
Cool. So you like crazy people?
I like to stay away from the word crazy, but I like interesting people.
Okay. Where do you go from there?
I think you did great. You said hi, you followed up with question, asked what I did. I think that depending on the person, you might want to find an interest that they have. I mean, you're talking about a bar setting, and that might not be the ideal place to work on interpersonal skills. But certainly, I like your shirt. Where'd you get that? Now, of course, if they're not wearing a shirt that you particularly think has any significance, you might not. But when people go out, you can usually see someone dressed in a very unique or fancy top. These are things that get talked about. But it depends on why you're at the bar. What is your goal?
I guess just like go have a drink, have like an appetizer or whatever. Just get out of the house.
And socialize?
Assuming.
Do you go to bars often? So I know you said you're not currently dating, but are you sexually active at all? My suggestion would be to find something outside of the environment that includes alcohol. There is lots of websites that offer activities for adults that are single, adults that are not single, people who are looking to make connections. Is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah.
Yeah? Definitely, you said that you were in school still, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any classmates that you were friends with?
I mean, we study and like we try to get each other through the curriculum, but like I just it's like I'm on a topic, that's all I can talk about. Like I have a really hard time getting off topic, and then like I'll get so overwhelmed that I just get like so antsy and like I feel like bugs crawling on me. So I like go to the gym and like work out and then take a shower and try to get back on topic, but it's really hard.
Do you find it hard to concentrate often? So you said that it's hard to get off topic, but then it's...
I have a hard time getting on topic, like for a conversation. And then I like to probably have some conversation with a party.
So I know that you have indicated that you never had a history. When you were in high school or elementary school, did they ever address that? Because it sounds like it might have gotten in the way.
I was always a good student, very academic, like very drilled into me.
Okay, well, being good academically is certainly very possible, but there also might be some just concentration issues. We're very smart, obviously, and we're able to compensate. It sounds like you had to put being social on hold, and now you want that aspect.
Well, I was always told, like, you can have fun after college.
Okay, then you're still in college. Well, you're in graduate school, so you're not having fun yet?
A little here and there.
What is fun for you?
I like sports. I like playing sports. I like being active. I like to knit and crochet. I like to do stuff with my hands. I'm very, like, hands-on.
Are there any, how old are you?
25.
There are lots of adult leagues that offer esports experience, and it's a great place to meet people. Would you be interested in any of those?
I guess so.
I like sports.
But it's hard to, like, go up to a team and be like, yo, what's up? Because I don't.
Well, actually, what you do is you pay online, and they give you a time and a location, and you show up and you try out, just like high school, and different teams recruit you. And it's not a social event, so you don't have to worry about it not getting picked for social reasons. It's everyone's there because they are adults who like to play on team sports, which, by the way, is not that easy to find. So it's a very unassuming kind of environment. They're all just there to kind of have fun. So there's that, but that's not something you want to go out and do this Sunday. You don't have to. Do you have any knitting groups that you go to? Yeah.
It's easier. Lost my train of thought. It's easier to do something. Probably easier to, like, work out on my own.
Okay, so you like working out? What do you like about working out?
You feel, like, very happy afterwards. I just have more energy and have a better day when I work out.
Lots of endorphins going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a natural booster.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you work out?
3 times a week.
So why don't you walk me through your daily life, starting with Monday?
Okay. Monday, I get up, I shower, hop on my bike to school. Takes me about an hour. Get to school. And then I go into my lab, put my books down, try to, like, read, do some experiments, whatever. And then I get off track within about an hour. And then I think that the research I'm doing is really, like, dumb. And there's no point. Even though, like, there was results there. I just had such a hard time getting anything done there. Like, when I would put my mind to something and get it done. No problem, get it done. But then all of the data, I think it was just really hard to press all of it together because like I just got thrown onto this project and it's interesting. I just have a really hard time. I don't know, maybe I'm just in the wrong field. I mean, I love chemistry. I'm obviously in grad school for it, but maybe it's just not what I'm meant to do. So yeah.
So you're at work, then what?
Play with my carbon, filter it, dry it out, run it through a couple machines, eat lunch eventually. I mean, I grab a lot of snacks. I like my sugar cookies. Well, I like chocolate chip cookies, but I like cookies. And I may or may not go to the gym. And then I hop on my bike home. I live with 2 roommates, which is good. But one of them doesn't really talk to us, which is weird, and the other one has a boyfriend, which is fine. So I just kind of hang out in my room, play video games, computer games, and yeah.
When do you have dinner? Do you have dinner every night?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll just like drink and get some nachos. I really like nachos.
How often do you drink?
3 to 4 times a week.
And how many drinks?
Usually 4, maybe 5, sometimes 6.
And when you drink, is it for social reasons or is it to get drunk?
Not for social. I mean, I'm just kind of by myself in my room, playing World of Warcraft.
Okay. Has anyone ever asked you if drinking has been a problem for you?
I mean, I function perfectly fine. So it's, I mean, yeah, like I'm really high stress and whatever, but I get most of my stuff done that I need to get done. If it's like laid out and clear, I'm getting things done, but.
So, when you drink, what are you looking to get out of it?
I just like to drink. I like the buzz.
Like the buzz. What do you like about the buzz that you don't like about being sober?
I don't know, it's usually when like I'll go on dating websites or whatever and start like messaging people. It's like my liquid social thing, I guess.
Liquid courage.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, I am not a medical physician.
Okay.
Whether or not you've heard this before, that's a lot of drinking, especially when we're not in a social setting. Do your roommates drink that much? Because you said you have roommates, so you're not really alone. You're kind of like going around the house.
Not usually.
Not usually? Okay. But you said it's not a problem?
No.
Okay.
I don't really, like, I don't get hangovers, so it's kind of nice. Benefits of being young.
Yeah, I was about to say, 25? That's probably, not going to happen forever. But 25 is certainly different than 18. Not that one should be drinking before 21, but it does happen. So I have decreased stress, work on maintaining healthy interpersonal relationships, and you want to work on interpersonal skills. So right now, you said that what helps you with your interpersonal skills is alcohol. I would say that that's probably not going to be a therapeutic intervention I use. I prefer other things, but maybe that will help. And you won't want the alcohol as much. Or you'll be able to have social interactions without it.
That's no fun. maybe it's just part of the process. Like, you know, getting alcohol, like, is something that, like, you're not supposed to do. And, like, maybe it's just part of this routine I've sort of created. So it's like, it's always the same thing. I go out, I get, you know, a couple beers or whatever. And then from there, you know, I start drinking, then I start, you know, getting my pizza or whatever, because, you know, you can't drink and not eat. So, maybe it's just this weird triad of, like, whatever.
Let's try it.
3 things that go together.
What are those 3 things?
Oh, the alcohol, food, and social part of it.
Do you not enjoy food without alcohol?
I love food without alcohol. But it, like, gives me an excuse. Because, I mean, pizza, all that other stuff is much better at preventing hangovers. Or, like, I don't know, it's just what I crave. I just crave carbohydrates. I like carbs.
You go to the gym a lot. The carbs aren't, you haven't experienced any increase in weight gain or loss in the last year? And you came here because you wanted to come. You had said that a friend had made the offhand comment. Has anyone else ever made a suggestion like that?
No. My dad didn't believe in therapists. He just thought you had to pray more. And read the Bible. Go to church.
So you mentioned that you grew up in a very Christian home. Can you walk me through what that looks like?
We went to Sunday school every year or whatever, and then we went to church every week most of the time. We switched churches a couple times, but the first church was kind of cool. The second one, like, I was part of a youth group with, which was nice, but I just never really belonged. And then the last one we went to was, like, born again Christian crap, and it's, I mean, my only problem, like, your beliefs are your beliefs, that's fine. But if you're believing in something that is kind of imaginary and intangible, because you can't see it, it's just weird that people allow this theoretical higher power to tell them what to do. It's weird. I mean, that book was written thousands of years ago. I just think we should, I don't know, look into our nature or whatever. But, like, we can each be our higher selves and, like, better selves.
Can you walk me through the last 24 hours of your life?
Last 24 hours. Last night. Well, I went to bed around 10 or 11.
Had you been drinking?
Yeah.
So would you describe yourself as tipsy or drunk?
Tipsy. High tolerance. Before that, I made a whole box of, like, suddenly pasta salad and ate all of it. And then I played...
Is that the regular portion that you usually have?
Yeah. And 1 box of the serving night.
I don't know, they're your boxes.
Played World of Warcraft for 4 to 5 hours. I have a
After
hunter. I like my hunter. It's kind of cool to quest solo. You got, like, your little pet to keep you entertained. It's good stuff.
I know that people are very into World of Warcraft.
It's an imaginary land. Azeroth. What else did I do that day? Did a couple hours of work at school.
Well, after you went to bed at 10 or 11, so then you slept. You sleep through the night.
Yes.
Okay. So no sleep disturbances.
No. Well, it takes me forever to fall asleep, but if I drink it, much easier to go to sleep.
So you have trouble falling asleep and alcohol helps. And how do you wake up?
11 o'clock.
What time do you get up?
It depends, 7 or 8.
7 or 8. And then?
Get ready for school. Eat breakfast most of the time. And then I either take my bike or take the T to school. I go in the lab, set my stuff up, try to do some work. Been listening to Lady Gaga a lot. And then I left school at like 3 or 4. And I came home, got a few drinks, played World of Warcraft. I got pizza. Maybe I was wrong. Here. I was done playing World of Warcraft to go to sleep.
Alright. Of course, today you came here.
Yes. You've got a minute left.
Okay, well, you said we have about 1 minute left.
That's the time. 7.
Well, we are getting to the end of our session.
Okay.
You think you'd like to continue and come back?
Yeah.
Okay. What works for your schedule?
During school hours is better. But, I mean, I can always schedule the appointment before I leave.
Well, we can schedule it right here. I have my book.
Oh.
So this time, is this during your school time?
Yeah.
So why don't we meet? It's Friday now.
Mm-hmm.
We could meet
Next Friday? Same time, same place?
Yeah, why don't we do that? And, you know, maybe take some notes over the next week and, you know, let me know. You're just going to write down those moments that you're having trouble, or you feel overwhelmed. Try writing down just 3 things. The situation, your thoughts and your feelings, and the result. Do you know what I mean? Do you think you can try that? Can you think of, right now, one situation that left you feeling overwhelmed? Can you just tell me it in 5 words or less?
Coming here.
You came here, thoughts and feelings about it.
I think that now I'm going to be looked at as the crazy girl.
And the result?
Who knows?
You're coming back on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, pretty easy. You know, just kind of track your mood. When you wake up, give it like a scale 1 to 10, you know. Level of avoidance and the overwhelm. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it in a journal, write it on a scrapbook. Journal is usually better because you have it in one place.
Okay.
Is there anything else before we go?
So what's this going to look like? Like what does, like from here on out, like I know this is the first session, but what's the plan from here?
Well, most sessions, I mean, they'll look like this a little bit. I mean, you come in and we talk as you and I get to know each other better. You'll hear more of my feedback.
Okay.
And, you know, we made goals today. Remember the goals?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we'll check in on these goals.
Okay.
You know, to kind of start and say these are the goals. I'll ask how your week went. And we'll continue to refine these goals and get them to be really, really specific. We'll have some bigger goals too, but really specific ones. And then maybe look at what's working, what you're doing that is working and that we want to strengthen. And look at maybe some of the things that's not working and how we can address that. Does that sound like something you'd like to do?
Yeah.
Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe if you can write down these goals, and little things like if I ask you to write down when you wake up, how you feel, or tracking different things. That might be some stuff. Again, that's up to you. That's your part outside here.
Yeah.
So whether or not you want to do that, it's up to you. And otherwise, it was very nice meeting you, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday.
Cool.
All right.
See you then.
Are you hungry by any chance?
If you have extra, I wouldn't mind.
Yep.